أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum. Today our video is about how to write a research paper. What are the different parts of a research paper, why we have to write the research paper, and many different things we will learn about the research paper. You can also visit our website Students Groom, where you can find articles, how to study abroad, scholarship, different types of education and health tips, courses related to MBBS, chartered accountancy, and much more. You can also find different types of articles about diseases and drugs, downloads, books, medical, engineering, and different types of research papers, and much more. If you want to download and study different types of material, please visit Students Groom. Now we will move to our research paper topic, how to write it and what are the different types and parts. Why do you need to learn how to write a research paper? Definitely in a college you will be asked to write many research papers by your professors. In this video we will explain step-by-step guides how to write the research papers, how to choose a topic for research paper, how to write the thesis or introductory statement, understand the difference between plagiarism and acceptable plagiarism, learn to use the parenthetical notations, bibliography, and proper format. We will study these things in very detail, so don't skip the videos anytime. First of all, we will know that what is research. Research is a French word which means searcher and re-mean again and again. Mean we can define it as an intensive process, intensive search with the purpose of becoming certain. It is a systematic investigation, mean it is through a system. We will study how it is systematic, means it is consist of different parts, different processes that become a reality to gain knowledge about a certain topic. Now we will know about the structure of a research paper, that about which topics, about which components it composed of. The main parts of which a research paper is composed is three. One is the introduction part, second one is the body of the research paper, third one is the conclusion. If we divide these three parts into subheadings, it consists of abstract, introduction or thesis statement, literature review, methodology, results, discussion, conclusion, references, and appendices. All these will be discussed one by one in these videos. Now we will move to the structure of the research paper, and we will know about the each section and the purpose of the section. First of all, we will know about the abstract. As the name indicates, the abstracts composed of the reader aims of the study, a brief and short introduction of the methodology, results, and findings are the parts of abstract. Now the second one is the introduction or thesis statement. In this part we will clear overall purpose of the study, and we will clear and define the research questions of the study, and we will give a brief background of the theory and practice of your topic. Tariq. Gawar berwalu saat jawar show. The next part is the conclusion. It is the part in which we will discuss the limitation and we will sum up the findings and highlight the significance of the outcome of our study. And we will also discuss and indicate where further research is needed. This is the part in which we will give a clue for the next researcher to do research about this. The next is references. To list alphabetically all references materials that have been cited in the next of the text of the report. Appendices to present relevant details such as letters to participants and organization, to present details of questionnaires, surveys and other relevant instruments that have you developed for the purpose of the study, to present the relevant documents, example reports, policies, historical documents and much more are the parts of this. Now next question is that how to write a research paper. To write a research paper, you should know about each component of the research paper. First of all, we will go through the abstract. What is abstract? It is a summary of a body of the information. It expresses the main claim and argument of a paper. Mean it is the summary, whole summary of your research paper that you write it in the ends but place it at the top of the research paper. Question that an abstract answers means your abstract should answer the questions. If one asks why did you do the study or this project, it should be the part of the abstract in short and in a detailed way. What do you do and how do? What did you find? What do your findings means? All these questions should be answered by the abstract part of your research paper. The next part is the introduction part of your research paper. To go in details, what introduction composed of is the brief description of the topic. Mean it should have a brief description of the topic. Mean if you are going to present a research paper on cell membrane, so there should be a brief description about the cell membrane, that what is cell membrane, about what it is composed. Such things should be the part of the introduction. Next statement is why the topic is worth researching, why you have choose this topic, what it could be interesting. Statement of the research objectives, what are the objectives of the research and scope of the study. An overview of rest of the paper should be in the introduction part of your research paper. Now the next part is the literature review. It should give four guide questions, that the present state of the knowledge about the topic, related studies done before it, and the qualities of the studies reviewed, and how will the proposed study contribute to the existing literature. Next part is the methodology, to demonstrate you are aware of the research methods used to study this topic and justify the research methods, and explain and justify the methods of data collection and analysis. Mean the sample size you selected, the equipments you chose, and the analysis that have been done in your research. Now the next part of the research paper, that is the conclusion. Conclusion, as the name indicates, the results and discussions should be the focus of this part. In the conclusion part, means some of your findings, significance, outcomes of your studies, implications or recommendations. Indicate why the findings in your research, mean the recommendation for the next person who want to research about the topic. You should give a recommendation at the end in the conclusion part of your research paper. Now to briefly discuss the results in the conclusion part is to present the findings of your research in a orderly manner using heading planned in your methodology. Now the next part in the conclusion is discussion. Show your understanding of what your data suggests. Discuss in this part. The next part of your research paper is the references. To list alphabetically all the references material that have been cited in the text of the report. Referencing your paper. Reference is needed to contain all work cited in the text. It should consistently follow one recognizable system. That is Harvard, Vancouver, or any other system, but it should follow one recognizable system, and it should be according to the journal in which you want to publish your research paper. The next part of the research paper is appendices. To present relevant details such as letters to participants and organization should be the part of this component of research paper. To present details of questionnaires and surveys. To present relevant documents such as reports, policies, historical documents that have been used during the research should be the part of the appendices part of the research paper. Now the next question is that where and how do we begin? How we can write the paper, from where we can write our literature introduction and different types of the research papers and different components of the research paper after we done our research. First of all, you choose a subject. Choosing a subject per research paper is too much important. To choose a subject, you should keep in mind these things. Choose a subject that interests you. Choose a subject that is not too broad, that is not too difficult. Don't go for difficult topics. Don't go for difficult subjects. Only choose the subjects which are easy, that has some interest to average reader. Now the next question is that how we can gather the materials for our research paper. So you should keep in mind that through observations or experience, interviews of different customers, different researchers, you can gather the information from the library of your school, college or university, special bulletins and reports of the commercials, TVs and different types of social media you can also use to gather the material for your research paper. Now after gathering the information, make a preliminary outline that consists of main idea, second main idea and third main idea. You should have some ideas of the topics in which you will need information. Begin your reading with a few journal articles which give an overall survey. Try to anticipate the important question your paper will have to answer. And the fourth one is jot down what seems to be the major division of the subjects. You can read all these from this slides in the video, so you have a good idea how to make a preliminary outline about your research paper. Now if you made an outline, it should look like this. Origins of agriculture. For example, a topic. That is, one is the agriculture compared to the hunting gathering, identifying domestics in plants, animals, and they should composed of these subtopics. Means an outline should look like this in a research paper. Now to suggest you some for note taking, Use enrolled index, preferably 4 by 7 inches in the size. Cover only one subject on each card. Write the subject on the left hand corner. Name the exact source. Use direct quotation and make most of your notes brief statement in your own words. This will avoid plagiarism. Now to know about the parenthetical citations. Quoting means to repeat another source word for word using quotation marks. These are the quotation marks. These should be used when quoting another source. Okay. Now the keys to parenthetical citation is that make it easier for your reader. It should not be hard. Keep quotes short, not long. Give only information needed to identify the source on your work cited. You don't need to cite information that is common knowledge. Understood? Now the question is that when to quote an author. How do I quote an author? In research paper you should quote from a source to show an authority supports, to present a position, to present a particular well-stated passage whose meaning would be lost or changed, a paraphrased or summarized. These points should be in your mind while writing a research paper. Now the main thing in your research paper that you should keep in mind is that be original and don't plagiarize. There should be a source. Plagiarism of someone else's work as your own, whether we do this deliberately or not. We should avoid plagiarism in our content, in our research paper. Plagiarism is the act of representing another's work or idea as your own. Mean you not stole others' author work, or if you want, you paraphrase that. Write it in your own words and cite the author in your research paper. Now to know about the plagiarism and paraphrasing, you should keep in mind that is direct quote from a research, that is Japan. Beautiful Mount Fuji last erupted in 1707 and it is now classified as dormant. Dormant volcanoes show no signs of activity but they may erupt in the future. It is plagiarism. Now non-plagiarized paraphrase is this. Mount Fuji, the highest mountain in Japan, is actually a dormant volcano. Dormant means that it is not active. The last time Mount Fuji erupted was in 1707 and there is always the possibility of a future eruption. So we have changed the sentence. Now it is not plagiarized. It is non-plagiarized paraphrase. It is different from the original one. So we have avoided the plagiarism. In this way you can write it in your own words. I have a video on the topic how to avoid the plagiarism. You can use Quillsboard software, Quillsboard website, where you can write a content that is free of plagiarism. Now the second example of plagiarism versus paraphrasing is this one. You can study it by own. Direct quote from the research is this. 3 weeks after Katrina, warnings of the arrival of the Hurricane Rita sent residents of citations such as Houston, Texas rushing to evacuate. This is direct quote from the research, which if you quote is plagiarism, and that is the paraphrasing, non-plagiarized paraphrase. So you should avoid plagiarism in your research paper. Now the next part is why use a consistent format. Why use a consistent format? The answer is this. It helps your reader It cross-reference, allow readers to cross-reference. It provides consistent format. It gives credibility and reliability as a writer. So it should be consistent. There should be a consistent format in your research paper. Why should you bother? It demonstrates you have looked up the information to prove your points. College requires a specific formats. This means that every college have a specific format like journals, in which each the journal have its specific fonts, its specific reference style that should be followed. Now formatting your research. How you format your research? Formatting your research paper, which one? MLA format, that is Modern Language Association. APA format, American Psychological Association, or ACM format. These are some formats of your research paper. MLA is the official guide to non-fiction writing, widely adopted by schools, academic departments and instructors. APA is format commonly cites source within the social sciences, used by various other scientific journals and such as ACM also. Now MLA guidelines and APA guidelines for the different research papers, and that is the paper standard size, paper margins, font, spacing, alignment of text, paragraph, identification, end of sentence and page number. These MLA guidelines and APA guidelines should be in your mind, and you should know about the journal in which you are publishing your research papers. So you should follow these guidelines about the MLA and APA references. Now the title page, your name, teacher name, course name, number or date. In the APA guidelines paper, title, your name, your school should be in this format. Heading sections, top level headings, second level headings, different types of headings, tables and illustration about MLA guidelines and APA guidelines. You should study it in the video. Place tables and illustration as close to possible to the next they refer. Now this is the order of major sections, binding, additional information. Now the next question is that how to write bibliography. To write bibliography, you should keep in mind these things for a research paper. Bibliography is a list of the sources you use to get information for your report. As we mentioned earlier, you can collect the information from library, from social media websites, from different journals and different articles. As a rule of academic writing, students need to admit the truth when they use other people's ideas and should be cited. Okay. Now how to write the MLA format and APA format. According to this, we will write our bibliography. These are some styles in which you will write. You can write it in a software that is known as EndNote, and you can use it in the Microsoft Word. If you need video on that, I will make it for you, how to insert the citation in your Microsoft Word document through EndNote, and I will also provide you the crack copy of EndNote software which you can use for your research paper writing. This is the encyclopedia and dictionary, how you can write the bibliography of encyclopedia or dictionary. Now this one is the MLA format, APA about magazines and newspapers, articles. Now thank you for watching our video. If you like our video, please subscribe and comment the topic on which you need the video next time. Thank you. We have finished it and you have did it. Thank you all of you once again. Subscribe us and press the bell icon. Thank you.